So yeah, pretty much I was just broke, right? So all I had to do was just work all the time and then study to try to get my grades up, right? And for the most part, I think the reason why I did so um well was because I just like what I learned. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't learning, I wasn't studying something ridiculous that a lot of people for good reason start to hate on. I was studying statistics back in the day, and it was really the ROI on that was pretty dope. But anyways, to my point, like I had to work all pretty much all the damn freaking time. I barely had enough time to go out with friends, even though I did make some time to ensure that I would enjoy myself from time to time. But for the most part, I was just grinding. I was studying. I was working a warehouse job for 10-hour shifts. It was it was a Friday through Sunday gig from 6 p.m. to I think 5 a.m. So yeah, so closer to 11 hours, but of course you don't get paid for the 30-minute breaks that you get, and yeah, you get two if you're doing that long, that much of a that much of a shift. But anyways, to my point, like all I do was just grind, and I have to applaud those who are able to just work all day, and of course study too, because it's just a pain in the ass. But those who really wanted it really did their part to study. So pretty much how I got through it was simple. The the situation was, hey man, I had shit to do, right? I was taking 5 classes. They weren't like freshman level classes. They were like already junior, senior level courses at the college program, or at the college level. And the idea was to, hey man, you, these are your last courses to complete, and as soon as you're done with that, you're on your way out, on your way to go get a job. And yeah, so that was the situation. Essentially, the task I had to do was, hey man, I have to pay for my books, for my rent, my car, and I also had to keep up my grades, right? So what did I have to do? Well, there's that triangle thing. I forget what to call it. They pretty much each corner of the triangle is supposed to represent like three parts of your life, right? Social, work, and then I think education. I forget what it is, but I pretty much sacrificed my social life for the most part, in order to grind this situation out. So the task was simple: get good grades, get paid, keep on my minimalistic lifestyle, just to make sure that I don't screw myself over, because 10 hours every day, graveyard, is a lot. So the actions that I took was simple: just get to work and study. But I did it for like 2 years straight, and then the reason why I was able to do it for that long was because uh, warehousing isn't hard. All that warehousing is that, at least in my experience and what I've done specifically, was I get boxes and I throw them out the way. That's pretty much it. When it's peak season, like during Christmas, 4th of July, or just events that trigger a lot of ordering, that's when it gets serious. But I think at the same time, it's when it got fun too, because hey, you're moving around, you're in boxes, and of course, if the people that you work with are cool, hell yeah, man, let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. All it meant for me was I get to exercise, I get to walk around a lot, and I get to freaking talk shit with the homies at work. Of course, every now and then you find that piece of shit that screws it up for you, but for the most part, you're just screwing around, throwing boxes, and getting the job done. But it started to take a toll on me, right? So the result of all of this is kind of what I want to touch on right now. Is how did it impact me, my health, and how did it affect my grades? Did I really get what I want out of warehousing and out of school, right? And I want to say, because I was working a lot, I kind of just didn't do a lot of uh regular schoolwork. I just couldn't, because I was busy. Well, I was busy just freaking working. But that was the deal that I was getting myself into, right? Just continuing to work and trying to see what it leads to. But so when it comes to my health, there were moments where I I had to work on Sundays, right? So Sunday from 6 to Monday morning, 5:30 in the morning. So when the semester first started, it was all about, okay, let me see how this plays out, right? For the most part, it was cool in the beginning. Started to get whack towards the end. But essentially, I get home at 5, shower 5:30, leave to get to school early because I don't want to get caught up in traffic, and because I was younger and I had a lot of energy. All I did was just gym. I went to the school gym and started putting the work over there. Showered, and I believe I started taking naps in my car. But my first class was at 9:30. So if I got to school at 6, showered, got ready by 7:30, maybe napped for like an hour and a half. I suppose it would be cool, but it's not enough if you're meant to sleep for like what 8 hours a day, 8, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and you just getting having like what 20% of that starts taking a toll on your body, right? So in the first couple of weeks, all I did was, hey, let me like after class, let me go home. But for some reason, it felt cool for a while. I was doing a lot of things. I was doing a lot of things. I was active, but I was being sleep deprived too because I'm saying like just paying ass, trying to juggle everything, unsuccessfully after a while because it's just unstable. So what I noticed was, hey man, there has to be a change. So luckily, Amazon warehouse, what I used to do back in the day was warehouse, right? So on the Amazon app, there were volunteer BTL retail, right? That I could uh, pretty much apply for, right, on the spot during your shift or even before, and say, hey, like if there's like a chance for me to skip Sunday shift, I just freaking do it. And there were moments I did that, and I was doing it for quite a while, and it worked in my favor because, hey, like I worked enough for me to be stable for a bit. Uh, I also wanted to concentrate my time for school, so I was able to say, hey, like I don't need this, I don't need this shift. Well, sometimes I feel like I did because so if you have less of an income, then you get to do less things, right? Duh. So my justification for not doing that was, hey, like or not working was like, hey man, like I worked this entire summer. Let me freaking relax for a bit and let me focus on school for a bit. So yeah, that's what I did. I went from doing 30 hours to like 20 hours a week, which is still a lot for a student. But I was doing that on Friday and Saturday. Uh, Sundays I kind of did for like what half the shift and just left. So I went from averaging like 30, 35 because of like actual like extreme PTO, sorry, extreme overtime that the shift just warranted, to doing like minimum like what 20, closer to 20 because hey, like I don't want to do the entire 10-hour shifts on a Sunday because I got school the next day. But anyways, all this to say was the result of like my actions was, hey, like let me still earn some money. Let me still try to uh, take some classes. In the beginning, it was dope, but I was feeling like hell, right? So then, because I was feeling like hell, I didn't have enough time to freaking study. So I noticed that my grades were going to slip and nothing changed. So because of VTO, I was able to be like, hey, let me just forego Sunday shift and let me just relax. Yeah, let me just freaking relax, you know. So I was doing that for like what total of like a year and a half to 2 years when I was finishing school. And uh, the best part about having options when it comes to, hey, like I have enough resources to keep up with my financial responsibilities, and because I naturally don't want a lot of things in my life. I'm a very simple and practical person. I don't ask for a lot of things. I don't do a lot of things. So whatever I earned was enough to keep myself afloat for quite a bit. And I felt like I was able to just chill. Right? And I think that's important, to just relax and not have to go to work all the time. But my main work and my main job was school. Yeah, so that was the situation. The situation was, hey man, I warehoused. I was earning enough. I worked enough during the summer and peak hours to justify taking 1 day break. So like not do 10 hours, but it wasn't every week. Sometimes I did 5 hours or 6 hours of that 10-hour shift because of ETL, and I chilled. But yeah. What was the point of this conversation? I think the point of this conversation is to inspire, I would say. At least I try to inspire people. I do indirectly. My goal back then wasn't to, but now I feel like I should inspire people since I naturally do so. But anyways, to my point, this video is meant to inspire those who are just putting in work, regardless of the situation you're in. I always feel like raw action always does something positive for you. And of course, I didn't come up with this idea. The person who planted this idea in my head was Andrew Tate, right? Just do raw action. The worst thing you can do is just do nothing. If you're in a horrible situation, the horrible situation I was in is, hey, I need freaking bread. I needed to earn this money, and so went out there, started putting in work. Did enough of it to justify, hey man, let me chill and let me do school for a bit. So I reduced 35 hours a week to 20 to 25. And yeah, and I was able to do that and finish all of my classes and replace this job with a better, kind of respectable job, but not really just yet. To freaking to start to climb up. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys. I hope what you get out of this is essentially think like, hey, like, I'm not gonna be the only person that's gonna be working this hard to make things happen, right? I was able to make things happen, but my struggle was for 2 years when I was in college, and I hope you guys think of this as, hey man, if this person can do it, so can I. Alright, fellas, later.